What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. In today's video, we are going to be discussing all there is to talk about with Manchester City ins and outs. But before we crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content and you want to help support my channel, then subscribe. It is free. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on to be notified immediately when I do upload, so you can stay in the loop with the latest Manchester City news and transfer news. You can also find my social media links there in the description below and popping up on screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram too. Email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, aiming for 500 likes. Any help towards that would be much appreciated, and also leave your thoughts in the comments below, as I'm always interested in what you do have to say. And so we're going to crack on with this transfer update, and we've got a little update on what I mentioned a few videos ago, where Manchester City were apparently chasing 5 more transfers since signing Ferran Torres. So one of them is Nathan Ake, so we're down to Manchester City signing 4 players. So I was wondering what positions they may come in. Well, I'm starting to think that what had been reported may not be completely accurate, because Martin Blackburn, a reliable source for Manchester City news at the Sun, he's been reporting that Manchester City will not be signing a striker in this window. So we have been linked with Lautaro Martinez and of course João Felix as well. Manchester City though apparently will be targeting that position in perhaps a year or 2. So read into that of Sergio Aguero, basically when he decides to leave Manchester City is when we will be looking at a striker. His contract is up as of the end of next season. It is thought that he will be given a 1-year contract extension, which is why it's been reported that it might be 2 years before City start looking at a striker. So that is that. But Martin Blackburn has also given an update with regards to what's going to be happening with Manchester City's pursuit of a central midfielder, and it is what I've been saying for a few months now, just reiterating what I had said, that Manchester City will not be targeting a central midfielder this summer. We have been linked with Houssam Aouar right at the beginning of the transfer window when I started doing my transfer updates for this summer. We've also been linked with Ismail Bennacer as well. We obviously got linked with Thiago, but that isn't going to be happening. He isn't going to be signing for Manchester City. But other than that, we've not been really getting linked with any players, and so it's suggesting that Phil Foden definitely is going to be used as David Silva's replacement. And then if Bernardo Silva stays at Manchester City, after what I was reporting on yesterday, that Barcelona are showing an interest in Bernardo Silva. If Bernardo Silva does stay at Manchester City, then I imagine as of next season he'll be having more of a central role at Manchester City rather than out wide. And so I'm wondering now how many players Manchester City will be signing this summer. So we've already signed 2 players. I think we'll be signing 2, maybe 3 more, depending on positions. I think that we'll definitely be signing a top-class centre-back, so that'll be another signing. I reckon we might be signing a wing-back as well, whether that might be a right-back or a left-back. Remains to be seen of what's happening with João Cancelo. Does City see him as a right back or a left back? And of course the future of Alexander Zinchenko. But once that gets sorted, of course, then Manchester City may target either a right back or a left back. And also I'm just waiting for clarification on what's going to be happening with Claudio Bravo leaving Manchester City, because his contract is up as of this summer after the Champions League. What's going to be happening with Zach Steffen? If he leaves Manchester City, then we will need a new backup goalkeeper, so that may well be 2 or 3 more players coming into Manchester City. But what I will say, and that's why I've been reporting on this over the last couple of days, I reckon it's going to be really busy within the next 2 or 3 weeks with regards to Manchester City outgoings of first team senior players. So lots of updates with regard to that happening, I imagine, over the next couple of weeks. And I imagine that City will be looking to try and get something sorted with terms of that top class centre back. You don't want that going on right up until October 5th, which is transfer deadline day. And so City will want that sorted. So of course I've got an update on that in this video. So we're going to start with the outs first. We've got an update on Jaden Brath. Now, if you're a fan of Jaden Brath, you may not like what I'm about to report. Now, Jonathan Smith at goal, he's the Manchester City correspondent at goal as well. He's been reporting that Jayden Brath, he is still on the agenda for Red Bull Leipzig. They are still having a good look at him. They have it has been reported that it was a blow that Jayden Braaf has been called up to the Manchester City first team squad, and he was training in and around the first team squad because Leipzig's, it seems, unique selling point was he's going to be in and around their first team squad. And he'll be getting first team opportunities. So that word is key, opportunities. Braaf will need to weigh up, is he going to be given enough opportunities for his development over the next year? then 2 or 3 years? Is he going to be given enough development at Manchester City? Or does he see his future elsewhere? What I will say is that if Bernardo Silva is going to be used more centrally and Sergio Aguero, picking up more injuries, we've got Gabriel Jesus working up front, as Manchester City's striker who can play out wide. Raheem Sterling, Ferran Torres and Riyad Mahrez can't be occupying them wide roles. So in my opinion, I do feel like there is some opportunities here for Jaden Brath, but the fact that he didn't feature for Manchester City at all when the Premier League season had resumed once it had become clear that there was literally nothing to play for, speaks volume to me, and it seems that more youngsters have been given priority over Jaden Brath. And I'm just going to say it, it wouldn't surprise me if he decided to pursue opportunities elsewhere away from Manchester City, but we'll have to wait and see what happens there. I think it's very important how Manchester City manage their young players. It's becoming more and more apparent that players are coming to Manchester City's academy developing and then leaving, and City need to sort out that when players are developing, that we find a way of keeping them at Manchester City, whether that means some first team players leaving promoted, some young players, whether they're given decent quality 1 or 2 year loans at good clubs to develop and bring them back and either sell them for profit or promote them. That more needs to be done. That's what I'm getting at, and that is my opinion. Now we've got an update on Nicolas Otamendi. Now, Super Deporte in Valencia, of course, dealt with them plenty of times dealing with the Ferran Torres transfer, but they're reporting Valencia, they want to sign Nicolas Otamendi, and they believe that Nicolas Otamendi wants to join them. Now, Valencia's owner, Peter Lim, he wants Nicolas Otamendi at the club, and Nicolas Otamendi apparently has given word that he would be interested in a return to Valencia. Of course, Manchester City signed Nicolas Otamendi from Valencia, so it would be a return back to his former club. Now, the £8 million price tag is still being mentioned, it's still there. I have said this previously, I think it's a little low. I don't think it's a million miles away. I know Nicolas Otamendi is 32 years old. I know the economic climate of what's happening with the pandemic isn't brilliant. I do feel, though, £8 million would be my starting block, and I'd be trying to get that price up a little bit. I think if City can get anywhere north of £12 million, I think we've done really well. If we can get a fee of around £12 million, then I would say that's acceptable. Anything less than 10, and I'd say Valencia are getting a better deal, but there's no sell-on value for them. It all depends on how desperate Manchester City are to sell, and I imagine City will want it sorted, so it probably will be in and around £8 million, but we'll see how Manchester City handle the situation with selling players. We all know City at times are not brilliant at selling players, so let's see what happens with the future of Nicolas Otamendi. Now, speaking of Manchester City centre-backs, it moves us on to Taylor Harwood-Bellis. Now, Marcelo Bielsa, the lead manager, he's keeping his eyes on the Manchester City centre-back for a transfer this summer. That's according to the Daily Star. It isn't mentioned of whether it's a permanent transfer they're looking at or a loan deal. I imagine it'd be a loan deal. I'm hoping there isn't going to be some kind of option for Leeds United to sign Taylor Harwood-Bellis. This is what I was getting at just before. Young players, when they go out on loan, it's important that they develop and then come back to Manchester City and we assess the future. Because if he goes out to Leeds and they have the option to buy and he turns out to be outstanding and he's fantastic, Leeds can activate that option. Obviously, he gets first team minutes, he's delighted, and then he'll leave Manchester City and we'll have to put some kind of sell-on fee there. So we'll wait and see. He does need minutes. I'm not sure if he'll get minutes at Leeds United. They're a Premier League club now. I imagine it'd be used more to develop their squad with numbers, because there's lots of games to play in the Premier League. It is very physically demanding playing in the Premier League, and so they'll want to improve their squad. They'll want to bring in more players and make their squad nice and big so they can cope with, if they want to take competitions like the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup seriously, then obviously they're going to need options, and so it's always good to have a good sized squad, and that's what I feel like Harwood-Bellis would be, a squad player at Leeds. And I feel like for his development, I'd rather him be a first team starter somewhere, even if that means him dropping down to the Championship. But that's just my opinion once again. Now, moving on to our final story of the hours, we've got an update on David Silva. Now, Fabrizio Romano has confirmed David Silva will join Lazio when his Manchester City contract expires, and this will be after the Champions League. This is the first kind of official, reliable source that we've had about David Silva joining Lazio. I wasn't sure if the deal was going to get done either in the next couple of days before Manchester City's match against Lyon, so David Silva can then turn his attention to Manchester City and focus only on that before he leaves, or whether City may look to try and get it done after the Lyon game, because we've got a few days there from Sunday, Monday and Tuesday to get something sorted for David Silva. But since then it has been reported actually that David Silva, all the agreements will be put in place, but it actually won't be officially confirmed until Manchester City's Champions League campaign has been finished, is what we're expecting to. But David Silva right on the verge of joining Lazio, and I'm almost certain now, I feel confident in saying this, that he will be wearing Lazio's colours as of next season. So we're going to move on to the ins. We've got everybody's favourite transfer saga, Kalidou Koulibaly. Further on, I hate this transfer so much. I hate it. Yeah, that summarises how I feel about this transfer. Right, anyway, let's just crack on with it. So, Kalidou Koulibaly, Manchester City, they are prepared to walk away. That's the situation we're in. We have a price that we want to pay, €60 million. City will go as high as €70 million should Napoli make it clear that they would accept €70 million. Now, I was having reports yesterday from Italian sources saying that Napoli may consider €70 million. That's the first source that I've heard have said this. Several other sources from Italy have repeated €90 million is indeed what Napoli are looking for Kalidou Koulibaly. It's just too high. And the simple situation, the simple equation here is if no other club are interested in bringing in Kalidou Koulibaly, then Napoli will be forced, because they need to sell. They're wanting to sell players. They've spent a lot of money this summer in bringing players in, so they're going to be forced to do some transfer sales. And so they know that selling Koulibaly will fund the majority of their transfer business that they have already done. Then they're going to have to negotiate with Manchester City, and they're going to have to basically meet Manchester City halfway. Rather than looking for the €80 to €90 million, it will be closer to €70 million. Now, if there is a club that comes in from Kalidou Koulibaly, and it is being heavily linked, I don't know whether this is just Italian sources and Napoli just trying to drum up interest in Koulibaly, or whether it is genuine. But if it is genuine and Manchester United are interested in signing Koulibaly, they'll be given a free run at it. As soon as they declared that United are going to make a move, City will walk away. We will not get involved in a bidding war, and I can see Manchester United paying the €80 to €90 million that Napoli's president is demanding. And that's the situation that we're at this moment in time. But the development is that I feel confident again in saying this, in that I think Koulibaly will leave Napoli this summer. Will it be Manchester City or not remains to be seen. If there's no other club that comes in for him, I can see him signing for Manchester City. We're all about waiting to see if United make their move or not. If United don't, I'd say that City could well sign him. If United make their move, then I'm just going to draw the line there, and it won't. Manchester City simply will not go into a bidding war with Manchester United, and United can pay over the odds instead. So there we go. That's been the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed this video. Aiming for 500 likes, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Don't forget also, you can find my social media links there in the description below and popping up on screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description below if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. And also leave your thoughts of these transfers in the comments below, as I'm always interested in what you do have to say. And we'll be back again for another video later on today. We're going to be doing a live stream. We've got Atalanta going up against PSG. I'm going to be live streaming all the Champions League quarterfinals with a live watch along on my channel. I'll put the links out to them on the day of the event. So later on today, you'll see that Atalanta PSG live stream link. If you want to go and set your reminder, you can come and join me on my live stream. Come and have a nice watch along. Ask me some questions about Manchester City. Good interactions. Ask me about transfer news and stuff like that. And we'll have a good time. So I'll see everyone again for that video. If not, then I'll be back again tomorrow for another Manchester City daily transfer update. So I've been JSGC. I hope everyone is safe and well. Thank you for watching. Peace. Ciao for now.